Well, good afternoon, everyone. So, when I hear people talking about JCI, the sorts of things I hear from them as I listen, they say, well, it'll help you develop your leadership skills. You can learn new skills in a supportive environment. We are a learning by doing organisation. One of my favourites coming up, we develop tomorrow's leaders. You'll meet some great people, you'll have a lot of fun. I'm sure you will appreciate that JCI is not the only organisation that can deliver that. My JCI story isn't one where I'll be able to tell you about how JCI has caused a massive change in my life. It's produced some change, no doubt about that, but not massive. It is true to say, however, that JCI is the third of three great organisations that I've been a member of. And it's the latest stage in a process, a development process, that started when I was 9 years old. That was when I joined the 17th Gillingham Cub Scout Pack as a founder member. I too had a waffle. My career in leadership started very soon after, when I became the Sixer of Red Six. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Cubs and Scouts, and in the interest of equality, brownies and the Cubs. But you might not know really what the purpose of Scouting is, and I had a quick peep on the website last night, and it's all about developing young people, helping them achieve their full physical, intellectual, social and spiritual potentials as individuals, as responsible citizens, and as members of their local, national and international communities. That might have a bit of a resonance in the room, don't you think? My involvement with Scouting continued after I left home and moved to Farnborough. I became a helper with the Cub Scout Pack and I learnt to fly. Both of those activities forming part of one of the training awards, Top Training Award, Queen Scout Award. I got that eventually. My scouting career was rudely interrupted by university. When I graduated and went back to Farnborough, the first thing I did, one of the only leadership ambitions I've ever had, was to be a scout leader. But I became a venture scout leader. I was an assistant leader for a year, full leader for 6 years, and during that time we turned a venture scout unit from a group of teenagers who wanted to kick a football into a group of people who wanted to achieve. And during the 6 years we had 8 of our own venture scouts get the Queen Scout Award, Top Training Award. At the same time, I found myself living next door to the president of the Farnborough Road Track Club. If you're not familiar with Road Track, it's like Rotary but for young people. The purpose of which is to provide opportunities for young men and women to enhance the knowledge and skills that will assist them in personal development, to address the physical and social needs of their communities, and to promote better relations between all people worldwide through a framework of friendship and service. You've heard it all before, haven't you? So I joined a club focused on community service, organised many fundraising events. Whilst I was a member, I was fundraising chairman, club president, worked with the district team. And when I aged out, I had to find something else to do. A friend of mine who had also aged out from Road Track said, "Here, junior chamber, you'll love it." He said it was similar to Road Track. I'd have a great time. Now he was right. It's similar in some ways, different in others. JCI had more of what I enjoyed. New activities, new events to organise, new people to meet. During my time in JCI, I was a treasurer of our chamber, training director, president. That was going to be it, because I'd aged out again. But no one wanted to be regional group chairman in the South in 2005, and I was allowed to volunteer for it, but not until the Saturday afternoon of the National Awards weekend. I won't forget that particular awards night. The South region was providing the national president, the fabulous Julia Lee, whose picture you can see going around the room at the moment, and I was made senator. What made the evening even more special for me was that the person in JCI UK that I had known the longest was also there. She was national president in 2000, Christine Mitchell, who some of you may know. But how did we know each other? She'd been a Venture Scout with me, 17th Gillingham Venture Scouts, back home 25 years previous or something like that. Since then, I've done a term as JCI UK's nominee to the British Senate, and more recently, as has been mentioned already, I'm a trustee of the BJC Foundation. When Steve asked me to say a few words about what JCI means to me, I had to sit down and think long and hard, really. But I've come to the conclusion that I like being a member of organisations. I'm a professional organisation joiner. And I like organising things. I like being led and being inspired by good leaders. That hasn't stopped just because I've aged out now. I'm continually inspired by the current membership of this organisation. I look forward to being inspired in years to come by newer members of the organisation. I also like the opportunity to lead, and also the opportunity to give something back. I've been lucky enough to be a member of 3 fabulous organisations which have given me the opportunity to do all of those things. And all of them have somewhere in their aims the development of skills, particularly in leadership, the promotion of active citizenship, the idea of having a go at new activities, and most importantly, the opportunity to meet people, make friends, and have a whole lot of fun. Right now, that's what JCI is.